Well, welcome everyone to Topical Tuesday. I am so excited to have Tanya and Clara here from Adobe. We've got some exciting things to share with you. Just a quick note, please make sure your microphone is muted when you aren't speaking. And please, please, please use the question and answer feature. It'll help me keep track of the questions. And with that, I'm going to stop presenting and turn it over. And if you haven't signed in, please sign in using the link in the chat. All right, take it away, guys.
That would be me, right?
That would be you.
Well, hi everybody. You all kind of somewhat know each other, I would imagine. I would love to know, or maybe not, I would love to know where you're joining from today. Which school, what do you teach? Well, I know what you teach, but like what elementary, high school? Hi, how are you? So some of you I've met in real life. And some of you, I'm not sure if I've met everyone here, but I would just love to a little shout out just to know, like, where are you joining from today? So this is a really quick session. We're only here for 30 minutes. So very quickly going to kind of pop right into it. So what I'm going to be sharing with you today is really excited. I was speaking with Lisa maybe a month ago, or maybe a little more. And for those of you who don't know me, I live in Boynton Beach. I work at Adobe. I'm a teacher. And I was, it's been about a year and a half that I left the classroom, and now I work at Adobe as an education evangelist. And basically my role is to support teachers and to support students and and help, teachers and students be more successful when it comes to thinking about teaching and learning with, in a more creative and engaging way. And so one of the tools that is really exciting that we have at Adobe, which Palm Beach, has access to for their students, is Adobe Spark. So some of you might be new to Adobe Spark. Some of you may have tried it. Some of you may have come to some of my other sessions, but whatever level you're at, that's really fine, because what I'm going to be sharing with you today is kind of fun and exciting. And I'm actually piloting, like, you guys are kind of my beta testers, because I've never done this challenge with any other districts. However, I've told other districts about it and they're like, that sounds like fun, but Palm Beach is the first, and Palm Beach has the most Adobe creative educators of anywhere in the nation, which I'm so proud of. I work really hard because you're my community, and I'm so passionate about our community. And so I love to say, like, I live where we have the most Adobe creative educators. So it's totally selfish. But anyway, I'm really excited to share this challenge with you. So basically what Lisa and I were talking about was, like, we were talking about how amazing you guys are, because the media literacy specialists or librarians or whatever you're called, you're my favorite groups in all of teachers. Like, I just love you guys so much, because, like, I'm one of you. Like, I get what you're trying to do. It's amazing. And we were talking about, like, how awesome you are, and also, like, what you've been asked to do, like how hard your job has been this year, just like how stressful I can't imagine. I'm not there right now, but I can imagine that it's just been, like, a really rough year. And, like, I was saying to Lisa, like, I'd love to be able to do something that would be helpful, that would be fun, that, like, would take work. Like, ultimately, I don't want to give more work, obviously. Like, I want to be able to share something that would be, like, fun and engaging, and that, like, you could use in your classrooms, like, tomorrow. And so I was talking to Lisa, like, do you think that maybe, like, if we did, like, a bit of a challenge where, like, if I worked with our curriculum team and we created like a couple lessons for students to participate, that might be something that you might be interested in doing. And so obviously this is totally, like, up to you. You might like them, you might not. You might find them useful, maybe not. But what we did is we came up with these 4 lessons for elementary, and there's another, like, different 4, because obviously middle and high school is developmentally, a little different, well, a lot different. So we've created these, like, 4 different lessons for different grades, and I'm going to show you them in just a second. And basically what they are, they're these activities that you can do. The elementary ones could be done in like 30 minutes, or like they could be, 1 or 2 lessons, or small little activities that you can also customize. You can make a copy, you can, customize. And what we're doing is we're making it kind of fun. So we're going to I'm going to show them to you in a second. And then we said, like, we'll have, it's more of like a sweepstakes than it is like it's a challenge, but not like, I don't have a criteria for like winners, it's just like participate, and then like we're gonna choose at random like people to win opportunities, and Clara's gonna explain what those are, but everyone's a winner because I love you guys. I'll make sure you're all winners. But anyway, I'm gonna share my screen right now and share with you the lessons, and then I'm gonna share them with you as well. So my entire screen. Okay, so this, and you can see like we literally just finished them. I'm not joking when I say I was working on this last night. So basically what it is and I'm going to send you this entire page so you have like all the information in one place. But we have these 2 activities, and there's 2 tracks. And they're all digital citizenship activities. Because I was thinking, like, if I was teaching, media literacy, and as a media, specialist, a lot of that also is teaching kids about about being, good digital citizens. Like, that's a big part of it. So we came up with these 4 different lessons that are targeting those skills, and they're aligned to the ISTE standards as well. So this is just to show you, like, this is for elementary. And so we came up with these 4. This is let's play the name game. And you can see, like, 30 minutes, it depends on your group, how savvy they are, of course, you'll be able to differentiate, but they're very simple, right? Your name is special and unique to you. It's part of what makes you who you are, and also connects you to your family. So you reflect in the parts of you, and using Spark Post, you can help your classmates and friends get to know you better. So it's just like very, very simple. And so it has an example. It has a student sample, which is that one. It links to it. And then it has instructions, and it has a tutorial, and which is also linked here. So it has like how to do it, choose your template, add your photos, when you're done, publish. And then you decide, like, if they're going to submit it on Google Classroom. So there's 4 different topics like this. So get to know me inside and out. So this is going a little deeper, and this is like looking at it as like more of like an so you're going to help your friends and customers get to know you by creating a labeled image or infographic showing about who you are. Honestly, this could also be like extended on Spark Video, but they wanted to keep it as simple as possible for 30 minutes because we know how limited, your time is. I know that was a big part of it. And then it has the instructions and a tutorial. So there's 4 lessons for elementary, and then there's 4 for middle school and high school. So you see this one now, introducing. So in the last 2 lessons, you use awesome graphic skills to introduce your classmates. Today, you'll put those skills to get to know one of your favorite fictional characters. So we wanted to connect it to like reading as well. So that was like the lesson that connected it to that. And then we connect it further to my character library. So now this kind of pulls it together. They have created these 3 different characters, and they pull it together into a Spark page, and it connects further. So it has the instructions to get started. So these kind of like build, you can use 1, you can use 2, you can use 3, you can use 4, you can adapt them. But the idea is like little activities to kind of get your students creating that are set up for you, ready to go. And also like a challenge, like, to get them creating, because we're going to be able to do some things with, like for you once they're submitted. And then for the upper grades, we have my digital citizenship compact. So these get a little bit more like the younger ones were more about like talking about myself, more to self-discovery. These middle school, high school kind of starts moving more towards like deeper topics, looking at like, what does it mean to be a good digital citizen? You know, like brainstorming that list of guidelines that help us be more safe and respectful online. And I think sometimes we assume that, you know, the kids have been online and they are, that they just know this. I think it's misguided, because I really believe that like these conversations need to be reminded and spoken about regularly, and that, you know, and that's okay. Just even my own daughter, who grew up with me, and I'm always talking about this, I think still needs that mentorship as well. And then it goes deeper, like analyzing your digital footprints. So these are really great lessons, you know, talking about like what is, you know, what does my digital footprint look like, how it plays a role in your life. And then taking it further, it's not just enough to like analyze, but like, how do you introduce yourself? Like, what does your presence look like? And this one I really love, because it's, instead of it being like really reactive, it's a lot more proactive, and it's having students starting to think about themselves and how they are representing themselves. And this ties really nicely for kids, especially students who are like sophomore, or even juniors. Like at this time of year, they might have applied for college, but oh no, they haven't. No, they start applying. That's right. It's the beginning of their senior year. So they're starting to think about their college applications and their essays and how they're representing themselves. So this is a great opportunity for them to start thinking about that. And with this skill of understanding Spark Page, what I often do with my students is I also tell them, like, you can use Spark Page as a place to house your college essay. So you could take your college essay and turn it into a media, like a multimedia page with video and elements of imagery. And if you're, you know, if you want to go that extra mile, put that inside your Common App for college. And I've had students do that, and it's amazing the kind of work that they create, and that helps them stand out, you know? So that's something that, like, you know, you could start speaking about with your students as well. And then the last one is like my digital neighborhood. And I like this because I think that this is a great opportunity to get to know other people in a remote classroom. Especially if you have some students that it's been a rough year. I mean, maybe you're not going to do this particular lesson this year, but like, you know, if you're starting off in a remote environment, just kind of like tying those pieces together and getting to know about each other, and also reflecting on how we, you know, are representing ourselves as well. So these are 4 different lessons for each, you know, grade levels. They can be modified and adapted. If you know, you would just go here, make a copy, you can change it, make it your own. But we created these honestly with you in mind, to be honest, as an opportunity to kind of get kids creating and doing something that was like media savvy and media aware. And honestly, guys, like, I'm just presenting this to everyone for the very first time. We literally just finished it. So like, I am going to not be hurt at all if you have feedback, if you have thoughts. Like, you're kind of my beta group. So like, you know, we're testing it out. You're my classroom and we're doing the lesson for the first time. You know that feeling. So yeah. So Lisa, any thoughts about this? Anyone think that that's worthwhile? Is that something that you would want to teach your kids? Like, is it valuable?
So feel free to unmute or type a comment in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with.
I started having the students create their own web pages about themselves today. So
perfect. That's awesome. That's awesome. And Tracy, I saw your message also. I'm going to send Lisa the link, so that way it's just like she'll send a follow-up email. Everything's in one place, and we'll follow up that way. Yeah, these are great little lessons, and they're packaged nice. They're clean. Everything's in one place. All the instructions, all the how-to, the you know, like, so everything you'll need to get going is clear. So yeah, so what we're going to do, and I'm going to let Clara kind of chime in. Clara, are you there?
I'm here. I'm just in the chat.
Okay. So for those of you, and also if you in the chat while we're kind of introducing, I might. Do you guys have you used Spark? That's probably like a probably good question to ask. Like, I know some of you have, but maybe some of you haven't. If that's the case, I'm going to send like some tutorial videos for you to just watch, and if you want, to be honest, the kids use it. It's pretty straightforward. Like, I know Carolyn, you've used it with kids. Like, how have they found it?
I've done the Adobe Spark and video with kids, and they love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. They pick it up like really, really quickly. It's the nice thing about Spark is that like it's not really like it's very intuitive. It's like really, really straightforward to use. So like even littles enjoy using it. And so like what's nice is you'll have the activity, and then like if you let them just kind of soar, there's like even instructions. They pick it up pretty quickly. I wouldn't say that if I didn't really believe that. But yeah, so Clara's going to explain sort of like how we're structuring like the challenge with you guys. So go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm seeing so many great comments in the chat of educators who have already used Adobe Spark and love the example from ELL classes. I actually used to teach ELL as well, so great to see that use case. And then for club, approved for a club. And then, yeah, loving some of these ideas for web pages, especially for Adobe Spark page. But Tanya is going to follow up after this call with an email that has a Google form where you can submit all of the student artifacts and a number of submissions.
Not all of them. I was like, we're not going to make this hard.
Yes, it's very simple.
As easy as possible.
Yes.
But you just count.
Yes, just count the number of student submissions within the Google form. And then once we get that Google form, we are selecting at random 10 media specialists. So there will be 5 from middle school and high school for educators, and then 5 from elementary school. And within that, for the elementary school side, we will be selecting 5 educators that we will interview on our blog and feature. And then we're also sending out these amazing Adobe Creative Educator boxes that have a t-shirt, a deck of cards with creative prompts on them that you can use with students or educators, a poster, a lot of other materials that you can use directly in a virtual classroom or in person. And then the second 5 from middle school and high school, we're doing the same. So feature on the blog, sending out those Adobe Creative Educator boxes. And then last but not least, we're actually creating live sessions with product team leaders. So you can have a live session with students or with educators to connect with them and ask questions. So we'll set all of that up for you. And I'm also going to put in the link to the Adobe Creative Educator program if you're interested in that badging program, which is the brand that we're using for the boxes. So if you have any questions, I'll put my email address in here as well, but we'll be following up with the challenge. And again, as Tanya mentioned, we want to make it as simple as possible. We know you have a million things going on, but we just want a chance to be able to celebrate the work that you're doing. Share it on our social channels, share it on our blog, and then send some fun goodies to you in the mail.
So I know some of you actually already have gone through the Adobe Creative Educator program. We have, as I mentioned, we have more ACEs at Palm Beach than like any other district in all of, probably combined by many, like so many of our districts. So we're really excited. There's a lot of enthusiasm around Spark, but it's not just the tool, it's the ability for kids to be able to demonstrate their learning in creative ways. That is really what we're passionate about. So I don't know, I mean, I know we don't have a lot of time. I kept it kind of short and sweet because obviously I know how limited your time is. I wonder though, Lisa, do you think that it would be worthwhile just me like opening really quickly Spark, and just in case like people have not used it, like know where to go, or what do you think?
I think that's worthwhile, so you can show them the different, we got to, oh yes, please.
Yeah, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna just really quickly, I forgot to share it. I like did it too fast and like left sharing. Okay, here we go. Let me share my screen. Okay, so just so you know, if you're logging into, and I'm gonna do super quickly because I know we're really limited on time, but just so you guys know, if you've never logged in to Spark, you're going to go to your to the tile. This is what I always hear people say at Palm Beach. You go to there's a tile, right? There's a tile.
Right.
Where is it? It's on your portal.
Your portal.
Yeah, and you search for Adobe Spark, and it's a single sign-in. It's so easy. It's so easy. So you find it, and then you click on it, and it'll log you in. Okay, so once you log in, and it's nice because the kids have it nice, like it's nice and easy for them to get on also. So once you go in and you click the tile and you go in, there's this little blue button on the right, and basically it tells you like, well, you know, what are you going to create? You can create a flyer, a web page, a video. So basically there's 3 things you can create. A video, like a graphic, or a web page. Okay. So like for the elementary ones, we kept it super simple, but like, honestly, like you can have them create a branded graphic, like a graphic. So this is custom size graphics. So like they have all these different sizes, and like even for ones that are for printing and stuff like that. So like, let's say you had the kids start with a graphic. So like, they're going to create, you know, I think it was like about their name, and they were going to add elements about their name. So let's say I go here, I add text, and I'm like, Tanya, and you can even take it further, because when we talk about a name, like there's also cultural significance to a name. Like if you wanted to kind of talk about like culture, like look at it through the lens of culture, and like what does your name represent? Like you can take it any way you want. But just from a design perspective, like I've added my name here, and I can go here, I can find new style. There's this little button. So it looks so nice, and it's so quick to like create things that look good. So let's say I did that. So I choose my name, and then I'm going to go here. I can change the colors. Yuck, that is awful color. And then I'm going to go here. Okay, there, I like that better. And then I can add, you know, icons, let's say, you know, that represent me. Like phone's probably a little dated now, but in the old days, I'd say phone. So let's say I'm going to go like teacher. I hate that there's always like a teacher in front of a board. I hate that. Okay, that's a little, I'd like to think of myself as a progressive educator. So let's say I did like teacher. I'm like obsessed with dogs. It's bizarre, but I am. So let's say I have my puppy next to me. So let's say, you know, I was going to add elements. You see where I'm going with this, right? So like I can use little icons, and there's even like all these like adorable assets. So like there's so like if I were to go here and I go dog, and it's also a great opportunity to teach kids about like how to create more effectively, like how to design in a way that's going to bring an audience back to your work, right? Like right now what I'm creating looks terrible, but I'm just kind of showing you what's available. I can also add photos. So I can go find free photos. I'm going to go space. Okay, and I'm going to add that, and I'm going to add it to the background. Look how cool, right? And then I can go in here and I can create a collage. So I'm going a little further than what we asked, you know, the littles to do, like the elementary. But like I could go in here, I can remove the background. I can really make this look really cool too, because you can add photos that are free, Creative Commons free to use and share. And you can like remove backgrounds and create like collages. So you can do it, look how cool that looks, in very, very different ways to really make it look good. And so if you're working with some kids and you show them just a few of these strategies of like remove background, add the image, create the collage, those are some really cool skills that they're learning, you know? So let's say that was it. Let's say 2 seconds, right? I only have a few minutes with you. So then when I'm ready, I can download it, okay? And this is what I was saying, like we had you just doing graphics for the little guys, but if you wanted to extend that, what you could do is you could have them download the visual, and then they could take their visual and you can have them create a video with it. So like it's gonna download it here. And then when I go here and I go video, I'm gonna say about I like this part. Personally, I love kids being able to explain their thinking and make their thinking visible. So if I go here, I've downloaded that image, and now I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to create really quickly. And if you've never seen this, is like my favorite part of the entire tool. It works in the Chromebooks. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go. I could take a photo, but I'm going to upload it, and I just saved it in my downloads. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and then I can upload it. I mean, you can create stuff in here, but it's cool because I can take the stuff I created, and then I can explain it. So I could say, my name is Tanya. My mom called me Tanya because she liked the singer Tanya Tucker. I would like to think she called me Tanya because my ancestors came from Russia, but that's not the case. Okay, so I could go there. I could remove the narration. I can change. I can resize. I can also like play with themes of music. Warm pie. Okay. And then what's cool about it is like you can download it, or again, I could publish it and share it, and they can send it to Google Classroom. My name is Tanya. My mom called me Tanya because she liked the singer Tanya Tucker. Okay. So you get the gist of it. And then finally, and I'm looking at the time, we only have 2 minutes. This is the quickest I've ever demoed Spark. And then finally, we have a web page. So actually, if I go here, what's really cool is if your students create a video, okay? So if they create a video, I can publish the video, and it'll give me a link. And so once I have that link, while it's creating the link, once I have that link, when I go to Webpage, and I'll get it in just a moment, I can copy that link, and I can add that link in here, and did it do it? And paste it, and it'll show up inside here. So like I would go like Tanya Avrith, all about me, and then I can go here, photo, find 3 photos. I don't know, space, I'm in my space thing. And as I'm working, I would just scroll up and add the element. It's actually quite straightforward. You just scroll up and add what you want, and it looks beautiful. So that's kind of like, and then when you're ready, you publish, and you can send it. They can submit it onto Google Classroom, and then change the themes. This literally is it, though. The fact that I could do that in 7 minutes is really telling of the product.
That's amazing. And Tanya, we have a quick question from the chat. So when you save the video, well, obviously when you can share the video, you can also share it as a URL and directly. But when you save it, what format is it in, and can you upload that to YouTube?
Yes, yes, and yes. So it saves as an MP4, and then you can take the MP4 and upload it onto YouTube. Yes. And then I can go here, and this I don't even have to add on YouTube. I can just there's a publish link. That publish link from internal will then embed inside here. And PS, that publish link also embeds in Google Sites. So if your students are working on Google Sites, they can create a video inside of Spark, and then they can add the URL, the publish link, and publish it inside of their Google site. Yeah.
We had 2 great connections to the name post, which was we have teaching books. And in teaching books, there are authors that pronounce their names. All the authors pronounce it. So you can make that connection to teaching books. And then Caroline shared, how about reading Alma and How She Got Her Name by Juana Martinez Neal, and then go into the name post. I mean, what a great literature connection with these.
Oh my God. And guys, question in the Google form for like your submission, and I ask, if you guys have any feedback about the lesson, and that could include like strategies, because like we designed these like to be very, very like simple and generic so that you can make them your own. Like you don't have to do everything that way, but these are just kind of kickstarters to get you going and give you some ideas if you were interested. So I hope you found this interesting. We're going to follow up with that doc that has everything on it. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. You can also reach out to me at avrith@adobe.com. I'm very available. I do write back. I promise. I'm happy to help. And we'll be offering another level 1 opportunity for with Lisa at some point. I'm sure we will. I haven't spoken to you about it, but I think we have. But yeah, we'll have other opportunities so that if you're in getting level 1, and then eventually we're going to start, actually, Lisa, I meant to tell you this, but we'll start offering level 2 opportunities so that we can do things like so that teachers who are already level 1, if they want to do the level 2, we can do some stuff that's a little more live and get people. That one's really good. It's on instructional design. All right, I'll be quiet. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming. Does everyone have any questions before we say goodbye?
I had a question, but she already answered me. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm so excited to start seeing your projects. I think this is really doable, and I'm hoping it makes your lives easier this year because it's such a rough year. And anything we can do that helps the kids and helps you, that's.
Yeah, and if you wanted me to if you want to meet with me and go deeper, send me an email. I'll meet with you. If you wanted me to co-teach, oh my God, I would so love to co-teach. I would be so happy to co-teach a lesson with your students. I mean it. So you tell me if there's anything I can do. Send me an email, and I'm happy to help you.
That's great. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Clara. And have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone.